Hi guys, welcome back to another P3D version 5 video. We are today flying the Aerosoft A318. So we are flying the only, what do we call it, narrow body Airbus of the kind of default A320CO line that's not been made by FS Labs. So FS Labs have the A319, A320 and A321. All those the CO versions of those planes, but they don't have the A318. So in that situation, we have to actually make do with the Aerosoft one, which is, I think, actually the best one out there. I think Latin, maybe it's Latin VFR who's also done a version of the A318, but I don't think anyone else have done it. Phoenix, etc. in Microsoft Flight Sim. I really think this is the only one out there. And it's pretty nice. The only upgrade I've done is added PBR. I haven't done it too carefully though, so you'll see that the wheels are also PBR'd, so I'll need to make some changes to that, but at least we have it. Maybe I should write that up maybe on my to-do list. Sorry, I'm gonna close this. I was just checking if the gates were correct, and we can remove that. That was just a BBC. Don't need to check the news now, but what I wanted to write was the PBR thing, so I don't forget to do that. Let me see, the A319 by Aerosoft. There we go. Good. Now I have it on my to-do list. That's super long. And as you can see, mainly or in comparison to the FS Labs one, is that it's not nearly as nice looking. Of course, now I've added my own PBR, which gives it a bit of a gloss, but if we don't consider that, you can see, you know, it's just not really kind of the same level. It's a good looking plane, but it's yeah, nothing really compared to the FS Labs Airbus. And it doesn't fly like the FS Labs Airbus either. But it's okay. It's the best we have in terms of the A318, so in that sense it does deserve its place in the, well, maybe not the Flight Sim Hall of Fame, but in the history books of a Flight Sim. And to start off, we'll do the batteries. The one thing though they have done really well is the cockpit. It looks absolutely gorgeous. It's very nice on the eye. Sucks though that the rest kinda... Do I have any better viewpoints? No, these are the only ones I have. But yeah, sucks that the rest isn't kind of up to par. And I think you can see some of the outside of the fuselage. Not sure if you can see the wings. You can see the wing at least. So that's pretty cool. And let's put in a nice viewpoint so we have it for the boarding. You do have a bit of the interior, but it doesn't look too good, to be honest. Maybe we can do it like this. But yeah, we're flying for Airwego today, and we're gonna be flying from Manchester by UK 2000 to Shannon in Ireland. So a very short hop, but a very nice one. And it's I've actually never flown to Shannon in the game. I found a really nice freeware airport, Shannon and a few others, but I've only installed Shannon. Takes a bit of time, right, to make sure that some of these freeware ones work in P3D version 5. But it looks really good, actually. Okay, that's how we want to do that. Put on all the radios. Don't think we need that paper thing. Yeah, the throttles work. That's always good to check. I guess it has some things that the FS Labs one doesn't have, like the printer functions. That's pretty neat. But yeah. Other than that, not much going for it. I guess one thing I could have done is added the charts, right? But you have to do it in a very specific way. The question I have though is, can you do that once you've started? We can actually try that. And let's check the configurator. If we want to add a file, let's say it's Shannon. I don't know if I have any charts for Shannon or if there's anything available. Sometimes there is, sometimes there isn't, right? That's the sucky part of it, to be honest. And let's see, it looks like there is no major charts kind of with the full, but we should be able to find specific instrument approach charts, so maybe we can use that. And I'm gonna save it in downloads. And let's see if we save it with something reasonable. And then I'm gonna try to insert it. And the question is, of course, does it show up? And it doesn't seem to do that, for better or worse. I'm not sure you can restart this one either or refresh it in any way. Doesn't seem like most of the things work. FlightAware does work, and windy, so that's pretty neat. Oh, isn't FlightAware the free one for? But I guess you need something to search with if you're gonna. Oh well, let's not bother with. God damn it! Now I changed the view. Let's leave as is. Okay, we'll use windy for the weather. But yeah, it's a very clumsy kind of way you have to move with this one. Not really sure how they thought when they were implementing this, but oh well, it is what it is. Let's see, now we should have most of Ireland soon at least. There we go. We can change to satellite just to see the weather. Ah, god damn it. We lost the connection. There we go. Okay, we are starting to get somewhere again. Slowly and steadily. Let's see if we can switch to satellite. Let's keep as is. After that, yes, boarding. I have to do kind of everything manually. First things first though is making sure we have everything loaded correctly. And we do that through, I don't think that works. You have certain things, but most is non-functional. So it's menu, and, or actually no, it's not this. You have to do it separately. That's the annoying part, I think. Here we go. So there's a pop-up MCDU that will let you do. In the A330 you have it on the separate one, but I don't think we have it on this one. So here, for example, we can make sure that the doors are opened. We can then do the ground service. That looks fine. But the load and fuel was the important one. Block fuel 9.3, so not very much. And let me see, and it's in pounds. And then in terms of zero fuel, we want to have 1076. Oh yeah, we can't do it that way, we have to populate. Okay, so we're at 189, we want to go down a bit. 1A77. I think this should be fine. A bit of variety doesn't hurt. We can add a bit of cargo. Let's see, 9.4 maybe. Something like that. Okay, we'll start the boarding. That should be fine. We'll do the same here. Let's check cruising altitude. We're still going quite high, 38,000. I'm not sure the A318 would have been used for these type of routes. I guess, you know, from time to time, but I guess it really shines with the airports such as London City, right? Wi-Fi. Maybe we're Wi-Fi, why not? Play boarding music. I think we should have that for Airwego. As well as custom safety. Oh, we should have that as well for Airwego. There we go. Yeah, we have the stuff coming on. And there we have a... Let's see which one this is. GEPUN. Is that an A319 maybe? Or is that a... Interesting though, I can't find. Maybe it's a static one. Or I'm just blind. Could also be it's been misidentified. So it could just be an A319 if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure it's an A319, right? It has the IAE engines. Oh, and there we had a turboprop taking off. That's always sweet to see. Okay, let's see. We want to have the most latest database that we have. We want to go to init. I will file this one. And Quark is our alternate, so we can put that in. Guess doubling could maybe also make sense to have as alternate, but oh well. Cost index 5327. Sorry, cruising altitude 380 with a temperature of oh, let's see, maybe we get it automatically, right? Yeah, we do. That looks correct, at least if I remember correctly. That also seems correct. Okay, that worked. Heading 3-2. We don't have any extra time according to this one, which seems a tad bit weird. But maybe I put actually in a bit too little fuel. Should be mainly 9.4 actually now that I checked it. But that's not really gonna make too much of a difference. Yeah, okay. Pretty much the same, but that'll be fine. Flight plan, have to put this all in ourselves. We're departing via the Eclade 1 from 23 right. This one And then we are flying airway, so UY 53 to WAL to L10 penile M144 bugsaw direct to P-League. Well, we can do that on the next one. P-League and then direct to Digan. God damn it. P-League. Let's get that inserted. So bugsaw P-League and then Digan, which is the start of the star. I hate how it's jumping around that one all the time. Super frustrating. ILS 24. Diga 2D. And let's check if we're doing any vias. The best way to check is by using Pilot to ADC, at least to my knowledge. We can change this from what I flew yesterday to the one I have added. We can have a look at, because I think we have everything else set up. So the question is just about the approach, which is the ILS to 24. And we are flying the... Oh, that's a good question. Are we... We're coming in at DRAG, so which one do we want to do? Maybe the first one. We'll do the second one. Let me see what this just will mean in terms of approach. So we go to She A. Oh, and then they want you to what? Fly back? Okay, let's skip that one. We'll just do the... We'll just do the ILS with direct vectoring. That's fine. We'll file, we'll validate our flight plan, and we'll connect to the sim. Once we wait for that to connect, we can just have a quick outside look. Our packs are coming aboard nicely. It's a pretty nice day, nice weather. Bit of clouds, which is always nice to see, but nothing
Local
too special.
310 at 5 knots. Visibility 6 miles.
We'll change from the 80s. We can switch back to that at a later stage. Oh, we don't need it actually for too much. We need it for the QNH actually, but we don't really have any calculator for anything else. Okay, no via. Okay, let's have a look. That looks good. So performance. And
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard. This is your flight attendant speaking. At this time, please be sure to make sure all large carry-on items are in the
check some flow. Maybe there wasn't anything here. EFF.
If you have any trouble or need any assistance,
Yeah, we have lost. We only have Canada left. What's this one? Flight package. Oh, maybe you don't wanna. Okay, interesting. 54, 32, 38. Let's see what the sim brief says as well. I thought we got something printed out, but nope. Sim brief is saying 67. 16, 16, 23. Let's believe the sim ones, they are more conservative. And flap 1, it seems like. Nothing about trim, but let's do something basic. It's a short flight, won't matter that much. Okay, we are ready. Flight plan on boat. Put on the beacon. The APU on, so we'll see the flap open soon enough. I'll make sure we are logged into Compass, our flight tracking tool. Hopefully everything is working as it should with that one. I'm gonna get my flight bid, my flight plan, my airplane details. Someone is flying to Kos here according to the Pilot TDC playback. Okay, and I can go to PyRep. Looks good. We are ready to fly. Oh, this is a different diversion. Okay, I'm not gonna get into the details there. Doesn't really matter. We rarely divert because we are inherently focused on getting our plane down to the ground. Get the righties. That we do suffer from. Okay, let's listen quickly to the 80s, get the QNH.
Point 1. Current QNH is 1021. Arriving and departing runway 23 left, 23 right.
There we go, 1021. The flap is open. We'll start the APU. How's it looking otherwise? I'm gonna guess there isn't that much left to do. We'll expedite boarding and we'll ask for a boarding status check. We have a Fly UK aircraft leaving somewhere. Maybe the boarding is done from GSX as well. Let's have a look. Boarding completed. Yeah, that makes sense. We can operate the stairs. And I'll also simultaneously close the doors. APU is started. APU bleed. We don't need the exterior one. The oxygen masks. They seem to work. Yeah. Let's see. We need to. They'll keep us this. Maybe we can have a look if there is any rain and thunder. Doesn't look like it. Should be fine. Oh, we are quite close to our runway actually, so that's nice. Let's talk to ground clearance. Airwego 4003, ready to copy, IFR clearance.
Airwego 4003 is cleared to Echo India November climb via the ECLA 1 Romeo departure, then is filed. Expect departure runway 2 tree right. Climb to flight level 130 via the departure. Expect higher clearances 5 minutes after departure. Manchester Radar Director on 121.35. Squawk 5250.
Airwego 4003 is cleared to Echo India November climb via the ECLA 1 Romeo departure, then is filed. Climb to flight level 130 via the departure. Expect higher clearances 5 minutes after departure. Manchester Radar Director on 121.35.
Good. We got all that info.
Airwego 4003, read back correct QNH is 1021, Let us know when you're ready for pushback.
QNH is 1021 Airwego 4003.
We are ready to go when you are. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard
Okay.
Flight 4003 with service to Ireland. Our flight time will be roughly 2 hours. Please note the cabin doors now closed. We ask that
Let's
you ensure
see.
that all devices are in airplane mode and your larger devices are now shut down and stowed. If you have not already, please fasten your seatbelt and verify it is low and tight across your lap. Your tray tables and seat backs must be in the full upright and locked position for departure. Flight attendants, please prepare cabin for departure.
Okay.
and cross check.
So everything is kind of ready in terms of cabin and stuff. We have closed the doors, ground services.
2576 Delta and then Bravo North. Entry.
Now we need to add the parking brake.
Delta, Bravo, North, and entry 16756.
There we go. We are basically ready. I'll ask for pushback. Airwego 4003 ready for pushback.
Airwego 4003, pushback approved.
Pushback approved.
Pushback approved Airwego 4003.
Yeah, a lot of these are unclickable, so you can see kind of the limitations of the Aerosoft sim. It's not bad, but
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
just different, right? Okay, do we need any of these? Probably not.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Bypass pin inserted. That is good news. While we wait a bit, I'm gonna do a bit on the thumbnail. Save myself some hassle for later.
Locking gear.
The thing about making YouTube videos, it's a lot of fun, but it's all these minor things you don't think about, you know, uploading a video, those sort of things. Luckily I don't edit them. I've always wanted to do that, but I just don't have the time, you know. I really like is it the blue, Into the Blue Sky, something like that. He makes some really nice flight sim videos. Not sure what was going on there, but okay. We want to go nose right, tail left, I think. Let's do that.
Release parking brakes, please.
Let's just have a look that everything is correctly set. Yes, it does look like that.
Release parking brakes, please. Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Okay, and we'll start the engine. The right one first, and then the left one. I think these are the CFM, right? A bit smaller, or at least a bit less thrust than the normal ones. I think there was gonna be a... Was it Pratt & Whitney, or was it IAE who was gonna do one, but that was never released, and I think they lost a lot of orders because of that. Let's not open maybe the window. There we go. Not as smooth as the F-Steps one. That's fast. Really fast start up procedure. Not sure how realistic, but okay.
Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
Okay, and next step will just be to confirm a good engine start.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect. Unlocking gear.
And I'll let them disconnect before I start doing everything else.
pouch under your seat or between the armrests. When instructed to do so, open the plastic pouch and remove the vest. Secure over your head. Pass the straps around your waist
Okay.
and press to the front. To inflate the vest,
Things are happening, I
you
think.
need to refill the vest. Blow into the mouthpiece. Use the whistle and light to attract attention.
We
At this
don't
time, your
need
portable
APU
electronic
bleeds,
devices
we
must be
don't
set
need
to
that
airplane
on
mode until an
start.
announcement is made on
We can
arrival.
shut the
We
APU.
remind you that this is a non-smoking flight and tampering
Seatbelt
on
sign should have been on.
Disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
by law.
Totally forgot
You will
about that,
find
to be
this and
honest.
all the other safety
Left is
information
clear,
on cards
right is
located in
clear.
the seat pocket in front of you. If you have any questions, please
And
don't
we
hesitate
need
to
to
ask
ask for
one of our
taxi
staff
clearance.
members. We wish you all an
Airwego
enjoyable flight with Airwego today.
4003, ready to taxi. Let's see, it's gonna take a while, it's a bit slow sometimes. We can arm the
Airwego
spoilers.
403,
Go to
runway
flaps
2
1.
tree right. Taxi via taxiways Juliet Foxtrot.
Put on the
Juliet,
weather.
hold short runway 2 tree right.
Raid.
Runway 23 right.
Oh, that's
Taxi via
annoying.
taxiways Juliet Foxtrot. Juliet. Hold short runway 23 right.
These
Airwego
should be
4003.
separate. I had no clue actually about that. That's... Look at that, they are connected with each other. God damn. Okay, that's... Yeah, that's a bit of a unfortunate thing. I didn't know that actually. What viewpoint should we have? Maybe we can keep this for the taxiing. Auto brake, we can go to max. All this, the lights for the taxiing is ready now. We have the taxi route. It's a very simple one, basically going straight here and then... We're actually going straight here. We don't want to crash into this. Didn't see what plane that was, but okay. We'll find out soon enough. Cabin check. Maybe we just have to wait. Oh wait, what was that error? Yeah, okay, trim. And okay, that did not work. We want to be on up 0.4. Okay, it was Lufthansa actually. Okay, let's add a bit of thrust. See if that gets us rolling. It does seem to have done that. That's a Neo, or then it's CFM. The taxiing on this one can't either be compared really to the FS Labs one. It feels like a gimmicky plane in comparison. It's not the worst one I've seen in P3D, but it's just not close to feeling as authentic, or I don't know. There's just no inertia, I guess. We'll turn here. I am though happy that Airwego has delivery for this one. I wouldn't otherwise be flying the A318, but since this one is counted among their narrow bodies and it's a bit of a obscure plane, or maybe not plane per se, but maybe in terms of the specific type of plane within a very popular aircraft type, it is quite interesting to fly it.
The cabin is ready.
Okay, taxiing looking good. We have the nice Union Jack showing. Let's try to... Let's do that one, I think that should be nice. In terms of views. One good thing is the FPS are really good with this aircraft. Can't complain about that at least. Oh, we have another aircraft coming in for landing, and that's an A340. So that's pretty dope. We just need to turn here correctly, so we're not going totally
Airwego
out of bounds.
403, contact Manchester Tower on 118.62.
Let's
Tower
put on all the lights.
118.62 Airwego 4003.
Blind the other pilot. I guess during the day you won't really notice it. Airwego 4003 ready for takeoff.
Position copy the clearance, response to 6 Golf.
Let's see if they give us takeoff clearance or if we're asked to wait.
Finnair 1142.
Finnair 1142 holding position Finnair.
On down to 6 Golf, substand altitude 3000 feet.
Airwego 4003 ready for takeoff.
Airwego 4003 winds are
And look at that
080
beauty.
at 5 knots.
Looking
Runway
very
23
nice.
right cleared for takeoff squawk 5250.
Now we can see a bit
Runway
when
23
you use
right
the
cleared for
ailerons,
takeoff
but yeah,
squawk
not the
5250 Airwego 4003.
best looking one. Okay, we've been cleared for takeoff. Let's do it.
Airwego 4003 winds are 080 at 5 knots. Runway 23 right cleared for takeoff squawk 5250.
Okay, we got it twice.
Runway 23 right cleared for takeoff squawking 5250 Airwego 4003.
Okay, we have 20 hours left now. 17 hours. Okay, so in this space we would be at our destination 15 hours. Okay, let's see how much speed we or how much time we can take in. Now it's only 5 hours, so I guess we're really pointing in the right direction. Okay, let's wait until that one is out of the way. Lights are on, flaps are set, speed brake, flight controls all seem to be working as they should. Same with the rudder. Hate that it's connected to that tiller, but oh well, oh well. Okay, let's do it. Man flex, SRS and runway. The only thing that's really cool is if you have the working thing with the co-pilot, right? That's kind of immersive with the Aerosoft one. But that's about it, I would say. Okay, let's see. 120 knots. Leave on. Rotate. And we are pitching up quite slow with taking off there. I'm gonna go a bit to the left. Looking pretty okay. Bit of weird shadowing effect here, but nothing too crazy. Wait, I went to flap 0. Okay, it just bugged out. Okay, interesting. Yeah, look at this. Looking very nice with True Earth UK. It's really a game changer. Okay, let's continue climbing. We can shut some of these extra lights.
4003 contact Manchester radar director on
Throttle climb.
121.35.
Ah, yeah, it's really a rocket, this one. Do we have any nice views? Yeah, a couple of them.
Radar director Airwego 4003 climbing to flight level 130.
Yeah, look at that. Quite close. But we have it in sight, so that's fine. Even though we should have descended when they asked. A bit weird though, why would we have descended? Maybe because we were the lower party, okay. Something like that, I assume. Okay, let's see. Intercept altitude constraint. We are used to that. I want to see how this one wants us to fly. Maybe we can update this camera angle. I like when you see the full engine. Okay, so intercept and maintain altitude. We can go to standard. I'm just wondering, okay, are we gonna go directly to 253H? This doesn't make any sense. P, right? Exactly. Now we're getting the correct
Airwego 4003
bearings.
contact Manchester Centre on 118.77.
130, no changes in that regard. Still flying.
Descend and maintain flight level 050
Still looking good.
Airwego 4003. Center Airwego 4003 climbing to flight level 130.
Airwego 4003, good morning.
Okay, we don't want to miss it completely. And I don't want to be spinning around, so I'm just gonna hand fly it so we get on point. And hopefully then you can see this is why I don't like this one compared to FS Labs one. Too many errors. Out of all the Airbuses I have, this is not the best one. I don't feel like I had this many problems in FSX. Maybe I'm just kind of, you know, nostalgized, making it seem better than it was. Okay, looking good. Let's see, are we getting on the next one? So yeah, you gotta hand fly a bit here in the beginning to just ensure progress. You can see now the nav is starting to look a bit more reasonable. And it wants us to climb again. So let's do that. It's pretty fun to hand fly it though. Feels okay. It's not the best, but it's pretty decent. Or let's put it this way, if you've flown the Tolis and the FS Labs one, this really doesn't feel that good. It's not bad, I'm not gonna say it's a bad flight model, it's just not really the same. Okay. But in terms of money, it's definitely worth it, because you can get it so cheap compared to the FS Labs one. Okay, let's see. So we are climbing like a rocket ship. Look at the climb rate. I'm kind of maintaining our speed. Now we have 56 minutes to go, so we just need to get higher to get that Mach airspeed up. We're gonna be crossing 10,000 shortly, so I'm just gonna turn those off. Yeah, looking pretty good.
Airwego 4003, expect the Diga 2 Delta arrival with the
Okay,
Diga
we're above
transition for
10,000.
the ILS approach to runway 24 at Shannon International Airport. Descend to cross Deegan at or above flight level 080, then descend
And
via
we still
the
haven't gotten
Diga
any
2 Delta arrival with the
updated
Deegan transition to cross Dirac at or above 4,000 feet QNH. is
speed that we should
1022
maintain.
at
But okay,
Shannon
okay.
International Airport.
Expect the Diga 2 Delta arrival with the Deegan transition for the ILS approach to runway 24 will cross Deegan at or
Yeah,
above
looking
flight
very
level
nice.
080, then descend via the Diga 2 Delta arrival with the Deegan transition to cross Dirac at or above 4,000 feet QNH is 1022 Airwego 4003.
I'm gonna go on autopilot. Let's see if we are... We haven't gotten any higher altitudes, I'm gonna request that. Airwego 4003, request flight level 380. I'm gonna have my co-pilot ask.
4003 request climb to flight level 380.
Airwego 4003, climb and maintain flight level 380.
There we go.
Climb and maintain flight level
Okay,
380.
seems like we're
Airwego
out of the
4003.
clouds. Has speed changed yet? Nothing that I can see. But it should eventually change at least. Looking good. in that sense it's though pretty nice. It was quite quick to get all of this set up and up in the air. I've been recording, well, 40 minutes now. So still a while, but could have been worse. And that must be Liverpool, if I'm not mistaken. It looks much better though with the PBR, I must say. It's a totally different aircraft. But yeah, up we go. We can already though prepare a bit for the landing, just so we don't fall behind easily, or it happens quite easily otherwise. Okay, let's see. Category C maybe? Or maybe it's a B. There we go, we have that, 124. That's good. We don't need those. But yeah, this is what I mean in terms of, yeah, I mean look at the tour. It looks really good, I actually really like it. Even though it's getting older and by each year it's become more outdated, I mean, I wouldn't know too much difference. Very nice with all the windmills, or what they are called, the water wind park. Water wind power park, something like that. Okay, looking good. Since we have some time to kill off, I'm gonna let this one... Well, it's not that long until our... Oh, okay, it's 100 nautical miles. So I'm gonna put this one a bit further ahead, so you get a nicer view, and I'll be back at a later point to check how things are rolling. But it looks pretty good, so shouldn't be any issues. See you in a jiffy. Sorry about that, managed to knock off my headset. let's have a look. We have 170 nautical miles left. How close are we to our top of climb? We still have... Hell, we haven't even climbed up to our cruising altitude yet. We're flying relatively slow actually. I don't know why that hasn't been updated. Maybe it's in order to climb quickly enough. Okay, well let's see. About 25 minutes to go to our destination. Anything we can do to speed things up? Not really, right? At these altitudes you don't have too much leeway. And look at this little baby bus. Such a tiny plane. Even though it's a bit more proportional than I think the Boeing 737-600 and those tiny ones. Or specifically 600 I would say, and 500 maybe. Let's actually have a look. I think I've checked it before, but I always forget who operates the A318 anymore. Can't be many, right? Air France, Alpha Star, Business Aviation Asia, Malta, or DC Aviation Malta, Gamma Aviation, Global Jet Luxembourg, Cal Air. A lot of obscure ones. Basically the only real one is Air France. I wonder what routes they fly with it. Even British Airways have stopped operating them. But I guess, you know, if only 80 were built, that's kind of the reason why. Well, some of them can be pretty new. They were only delivered between 2003 and 2013. So, I mean, logically, none of them are that old, right? 22 years old. It's not that old. While some of them are only 12 years old. Let me see. Oh, Frontier Airlines had the A318. I didn't know that. They were the launch customer. Wait, they did have the Pratt & Whitney 6000. Maybe it wasn't used. Let me see. 5 years later than planned. Okay, yeah, so the Pratt & Whitney 6000 that must not have been wasn't even used. Maybe only as a test thingy. So LATAM Airlines ordered it. Did they have it? Yeah, they did have it. Okay, used to be one of the few A318 operators with the Pratt & Whitney 6000 engine. Yeah, okay, so there was some. That's very interesting. Okay, we're almost at our top of descent. It's basically gonna align directly with our top of climb. we're starting to see Ireland in front of us. Let's have a look how it looks. This is not photoreal anymore. Now we're going into the land of Orbex regional landpass. There's some photoreal though around Dublin, but I think it's actually one of the better regions, Ireland. So I'm pretty content with not having it being a photoreal. Okay, let's see how much time is now. 18 minutes. We're still kind of at the same speed. Or rising. Barely rising. 7.5. What do we want to be at? 7.76. So it should be a bit faster. I'm not sure why this isn't really working, but oh well. Okay, we want to start descending soon enough, but we want to wait. So even though this wants to descend earlier, maybe we can ask to descend earlier actually. I'll do that. Just to make sure that we don't end up high on approach. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, the Dutch Dublin airport I think I did actually add the one runway here, so maybe that's why we can see it. I need to have a look at that. It was looking really weird when I was trying it last time. Here you can see also that's photoreal, and this is the regions. But this is actually pretty good regions, so it's not too bad. It reminds me a lot of Wales. That looks really nice as well. Even though it was like landfast. Maybe it doesn't really match in colors, but that's fine. It happens to photoreal as well. Let me just have a look here at the performance. 1022. That appears reasonable. We want to start descending. Let me ask for 20,000. Airwego 4003. Request flight level 200.
Airwego 4003 negative. Descend and maintain flight level 220.
220 it is.
220 Airwego 4003.
Let's have a look at the prog page here and see what it says. Yeah, we have a bit of, we're a bit high. Hopefully that should be fine. So we're gonna start descending. We won't see too much, we're a bit too high to spot anything nicer. I'm interested in seeing how Ireland looks once we get a bit further from Dublin. The one thing that's good to keep in mind is that, for example, Orbis is done Germany, but I don't think that one looks nearly as good as some of the other ones. Well, this one actually looks okay. I mean, the city is a bit off, but other than that, it looks pretty good for being landfast. It wasn't that big. I think it's like a 2 GB install. So if you would apply that to all of Europe, maybe we could have made a somewhat cost-effective, nice scenery combination. Plus, it looks good when you're close, right? So that's one of the cool parts. And here, actually, I really like how the 2D clouds look. Specifically here, when you can see kind of the shadow effect over the cities. They really kind of look. I mean, this is a bit of a weird cloud, but generally, yeah, these cumulus clouds, they usually look pretty good with Rex. They look even good with Active Sky's own cloud art, but specifically with Rex, I do enjoy them. Okay, we have 100 nautical miles to go, 13 minutes. Should be fine. We are looking good in terms of vertical landing. Let's put that one. Don't need that, I think. So landing system is on. Hopefully we don't need to use speed brakes. And now we'll just slowly and carefully descend. And let me see, when was Latam founded? 1932, so quite an old one. 1929 if we're being exact. It was the flag carrier of Chile until it was privatized. It is the predominant airline in Chile, Ecuador and Peru, and in Brazil actually. Second largest in Colombia. Gonna assume Latam maybe. It used to be a member of One World Alliance. Interesting. Oh, they had a revenue sharing partnership with Delta Airlines, okay. I'm wondering how alliances are gonna look in the future. Let me see, One World Alliance. Is that United? Or is that American Airlines? That's the one. So it's American, Alaska, British Airways, Cathay Pacific, Fiji Airways, Finnair, Iberia, Japan Airlines, Malaysia Airlines, Qantas, Qatar Airways, Royal Air Maroc, Royal Jordanian, and Sri Lankan Airlines. Pretty big. With Oman Air actually joining. Which is interesting though, because they have Qatar Airways, but maybe they don't have that much competition between each other. It is smaller than SkyTeam and Star Alliance. The biggest one is Star Alliance though. I guess it helps to have United and Lufthansa. No Scandinavian though. Oh, Aeroflot used to be part of SkyTeam, right? They're suspended now. Sucks to suck. Or to at least be affected by the global political landscape. Maybe we'll see some cool Russian aircraft being flown again. Let's have a look. We're just gonna jump out quickly. Still looks pretty good. And please do remember, this is not photoreal, this is regions. So taking that into account, it looks very nice actually. And once you get close, it looks very good actually. So big benefit with the regions. It's even better than True Earth, I would say, up close. Because True Earth is still limited by its zoom level, which is around 15 if I'm not mistaken. Okay, we are descending, we're soon at 20. Let me see if we can get further clearances down. Airwego 4003, request flight level 100. Let's see, did we get anything?
Center Airwego 4003, request descent to flight level 100.
Airwego 4003
Yes,
descend and maintain flight
Thank
level
God for that.
100.
And we were able
Descend
to
and
avoid
maintain
too much
flight
of
level
vertical
100
deviation.
Airwego 4003.
So that's good. I actually didn't check even the weather report in our flight plan, but I think it was pretty clear. There is some icing coming in, so you can see it here. So I'm assuming this means it's gonna get colder in the UK. Let's have a look. Weather. Well, let's take Shannon for example. It's gonna get a bit colder actually. And what about the weather for where I live? Around Stockholm. Yeah, it's cold here. Around 10 degrees. Shit weather. Not gonna lie. Okay, we're at 20,000 now. Continuing to descend with our little baby bus. In terms of time, we have about 10 minutes to go, give or take. We need to just continue asking for descent clearances.
Ryanair 2 Quebec Charlie, just for information, and has crossed traffic 1,000 feet above your clear level in about 2.5 minutes, and after that, stop your requested level available.
All of this looks good. Anything here we have forgotten? Good looking airplane, but yeah, not a lot of buttons. Oh, we have the reading lights if you... Yeah, not really. Data loading selector. ELT. Okay. What about these ones? Nothing that functions. These are pretty cool though. I need to check if we have them in the FS Labs one. I haven't even thought about that. But I know we have the side ones, right? Which I don't think you have with this one. Doesn't look like it at least. We'll need to request further descent clearances soon enough. Okay, let's see. 16,000. We're starting to get lower and lower. We need to actually check the not the ILS, but the transition altitude. What's that? 5,000 feet. Okay, pretty good.
Okay, and just on the cycle up to that squawk, shall my gas be check we are up normal?
Yes, we are up.
Well, copy there, Kennedy is 48 here then, side here from Malin. Oh, here, thank you.
Clear from Malin, double break and a deep break.
Okay, let's get further descent clearances just to make sure we don't have any problems. Request descent to
Center Airwego 4003 request descent to flight level 060.
Airwego 4003 descend and maintain flight level 060.
good,
Descend
good.
and maintain
9
flight level
minutes to go.
060 Airwego 4003.
Okay, we are soon at 10,000 feet. Did I find anything transition? Wait, was it 5,000, right? Yeah, so it's kind of the normal one. Or the closer you get to normal in Europe. And here you can really see how it looks kind of good up close, right? With the trees, etc. Everything kind of matching. Let's see if we can find a nice viewpoint. Maybe the engine is the best one. We can keep it fluid. Let's do this one. Okay, that's good enough. For the exterior view. Okay, we're soon at 10,000, 8,000. Seems like we are correct in terms of deviation, so that's good. I want to continue down. We haven't gotten any sort of approach. Let's request another.
Center Airwego 4003 request descent to 3,000 feet.
Airwego 4003 negative. Descend and maintain 4,000 feet.
Descend and maintain 4,000 feet Airwego 4003.
We have begun our final descent into Ireland. Flight attendants will be passengers and cabin select any track.
Center Airwego 4003 request ILS approach to runway 24.
Okay, let's see if we can get the request.
Airwego 4003 contact Shannon approach on 120.2 with your request. Enjoy your morning.
Let's put that
approach
on.
on 120.2 Airwego 4003.
The wiper works. That's good. And why can't we ask for... I don't understand. Approach request at EINN. There we go, ILS. Let's request it.
Radar Director Airwego 4003 request ILS approach to runway 24 at Echo India November.
Come on. Hear us. Otherwise just gonna ignore the one we already got in terms of descent clearance. Let's take us down to 3,000. That is the one we want to be at. Once we get on the glide slope, etc. Yeah, 3,000. Hopefully it's not gonna be clouds all the way. Was that a risk even? Oh, it's coming in, that's for sure. And I guess it's gonna get worse and worse. So let's see. Hopefully not, but you never know. Looks like it's not that bad. And we want to change to 122, I think. Let me just check if that's aligned with what active sky is. Yeah, not sure, I can't get that to work, so we'll just hope that it's 122. I think that's the runway. Can't see anything just yet. But hopefully soon enough we'll be close to the airport. It's coming up somewhere in the front. It is looking pretty good, I would say. We can put on the approach mode, localizer, and we have the glide slope hopefully captured soon enough. We can do the lights. Everything else should be fine. We can probably go to flaps 1 already, maybe a bit soon to be honest. We still have a few nautical miles to go. gonna be right here, right? Shannon Airport. Apparently it's quite a popular airport for some reason. I think is it like a free trade zone? Something like that. Shannon Free Zone. Special tax incentives or something like that. So that's pretty cool. Okay, still looking good. It really wants us to slow down. So I'm gonna go to flaps 2 already. I'm gonna take control over the throttle. And let's see, we are still not descending with the glide slope, which I guess is fine. Let's see though. Anything specific? Now everything is armed and ready. Just need to go further with the flaps. You can soon take manual control. And here you can see what I mean with the land class. It looks really kind of crisp on the ground. Maybe not the cities, but everything else is very nice looking. So it really beats out Photoreal in this regard. No question. Maybe not ordinary land class, but the region land class does. Got a bit of thrust.
Reach 529 when able.
Okay, less than 10 nautical miles to go.
Yes, sir. Sorry to bother you, but we're going to be negative 60 GLC today. So just wondering what frequency Shanwick's using for their HS.
And what we need to do is let me see.
And the backup HS is 2872. Okay, 124.
Okay, now we're on the glide slope as well. Everything is looking pretty good. We can go flaps 3. We can drop the landing gear as well.
Breaking 688 identified, cleared after Limray direct Everett.
Limray Everett,
Throttle down a bit, just a tad bit. We'll go autopilot off. Let's see, we have a bit of a crosswind from the right. That's gonna push us to the left. Speed-wise it's looking pretty okay, we don't need to go too slow.
Okay, Pickle 124-175. We appreciate all of y'all's help today for Reach 529. Take care, sir. No problem. Have a safe flight.
Okay, let's see. Still crosswind. Let's descend a bit more. I'm gonna throttle down a bit, basically on idle. Can't throttle down too much more. Looks pretty good though, in terms of the approach otherwise. And the airport itself also looks nice. Kind of meshes well with the surrounding Orbex region. I need to fly more in Ireland, at least now that I've seen how nice it can look. It was such a long time since I flew in Wales, back in FSX with the region. That looked really nice. Okay, let's see. I think we're looking okay. Now it's no longer a crosswind, it's kind of a nice headwind. Throttle up just a tiny amount.
08 heavy, flight level 410 approaching Fresno.
Looking good from the exterior view as well.
1,000.
1,000.
Heavy 2243 at the clock.
It's a pretty nice scenery actually, this freeway one. Let's throttle down a bit. We're really getting high.
Giant 8508 heavy.
Okay, we're soon on the minimums. Okay, one red now. And let's throttle down a bit more. It should be fine, we should be able to land with this. Okay, we want to go left, so right after touchdown, if we're able. Big if.
500.
500.
400.
Okay, we are gonna want to maybe crab a bit to the left. Just tiny amount. It's a bit hard to do it
300.
perfectly, to be honest.
100 above.
100 above.
200.
200.
100. Minimum.
Minimum. Continue.
50. 40. 30. Retard. 10. 5.
Okay, we got down. Somewhat nice enough. We landed with landing rate of 162 according to the compass. You can see it here. So pretty nice. I'm just gonna switch the view quickly. Let me just find the normal one. Just gonna jump here. Oh, god damn it. I knew there was something. So there's some overlap here. You don't notice it but from certain angles. You can see this one as well. It's a bit weird how it looks. Okay, so the parking looks to be here. So that's good. Good that I didn't stop completely then on the runway. We can put on the APU. You can start braking. Shut some of the lights. See if the flap opens. Nothing yet. Hopefully soon enough. Did we get landing clearance? Flap is open. Let's check landing clearance actually just for my own sake. We got nothing from them, so that was a bit of a bummer. I'm gonna close pilot TDC. It does bug out from time to time, which is a bit annoying. But it was actually a very fun flight. Now I just need to fix the PBR on this plane, and then I can do a bit more. It's hard though to fly this when you can fly, for example, A318 by FS Labs. However, it doesn't have. I don't have the FS Labs for Airwego one. They don't seem to have a livery, so I might have to create one myself. I can do basic liveries, but it's a bit hard to do these where it's, you know, flowing kind of patterns. How to connect them, etc. Not the easiest. But here you can see Shannon, the freeware one. It's really good looking, right? I mean, it's very nice. I found it at Sim Aviation. I was actually very content with that download. I mean, from a freeware standpoint, this is kind of the best you can get. This is payware quality. This looks better than some of the payware I bought. For example, Havana, or even the MFSG Bahrain one, which I'm not sure should either be to the credit of the freeware developers channel or to the detriment of the payware developers of those airports that I mentioned. Money grab, I would call some of them, but we won't get into that. We don't need that, but we need the APU bleed. Everything else is looking good. That's available. We are shutting engines. We can do the seatbelt sign and open the door, and I'll submit the PIREP as well. Thank you for flying with Airwego mainstream. Well, thank you as well. And we will also do the Pack X. Should be soon ready. Let's just wait and see. I'm not sure why this. Oh yeah, I think it's in real life also blocking that taxiway if I'm not mistaken. So I'm guessing they're rebuilding a lot of stuff here. But I mean, look at this. We even have the parking stands. I mean, you have the Shannon here with the Irish, I guess, name below it. Nothing yet in terms of oh wait, I seem to have a why can't I open the oh I know why. It's because I'm on this one. Now I was able to open the main exit. And that's gonna kickstart the deboarding. Yeah. 164, 97%. So I'm quite happy. We'll close the main door. And we'll watch the replay and then we'll shut off for today. And we even have the GSX jetways, which is really cool as well. Don't want to set that up yourself. And it's not as fun flying those airports where you don't have the GSX jetways. Okay, so let's see, what do we see? The flaps? No, it doesn't seem like those get lowered. Wait, look at this place. I mean, it's a very nice, and these buildings look like they're part of the scenery perhaps. But still, it looks very good. And I'm gonna guess this is the free zone. So I guess for tax incentives, I'm gonna guess customs probably. Maybe those sort of things. For both imports and exports, right? So probably US and Europe kind of base. It was a very nice approach, I must say. Very happy, very happy. Okay, let's see. Yeah, you can see a bit this weird. It's not perfect, but I'm not gonna complain. Okay, let's see here. We came down. Yeah, quite good. We can hear the thrust reverses, but we can't see anything, so it's not much better than the FS labs in that regard. But oh well. Was a nice flight, regardless of that. You don't always need the most fancy simulator, right? Sometimes the more basic one will be sufficient. But yeah, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below. And otherwise, until next time, thank you for watching and bye bye.